Stay tuned and let's take a look at this Marvel Legends Disney Plus What If Killmonger. Pow and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who, and remember now you can hit that join button and become a channel member as well. Either show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. Today we are taking a look at the Marvel Legends Disney Plus What If Killmonger. Now, this is another character you're going to need to round out your Guardians of the Multiverse. Even though I do think in that episode he was wearing his sort of Black Panther gear, this is his more military, tactical gear that we see in his episode, which is What If Killmonger rescued Tony Stark. We also already have this gear in the live action counterpart, so today will mainly be a comparison, to be honest, but it is a nice uniform, it is a nice look for Killmonger, and of course this represents the animated version, which will fit in nicely with some of the other What If figures. So I'll do comparisons and all that good stuff, but first things first, the box, plastic free packaging. We get the What If logo, digital render on the front, the Watcher always watching up top, he is there on the side as well. On the back, no wave association or bio, as he is a single packed Amazon exclusive, but we do get a set of sort of Black Panther claws and that vibranium spear on the side. Another digital render. Hopefully it's not a potato when I open it up. Let's find out. Woo, not a potato. Thankfully, Killmonger is in the packaging, and here he is with all of his accessories on the table, which, as I said, were those set of hands and his vibranium spear, which is just as tall as him. Now, to be honest, the figure does pop, undoubtedly. The colours are nice, bright and vibrant, and I do like the Killmonger head sculpt there. Obviously, it's got that animated style, but it still looks really nice. I like his mean mugging. So I will compare that to what we see on screen, of course. But yes, as expected, the figure is exactly the same as the previous one. It is just all about the deco with a new head. So before I do a comparison, let's just play fair and take a closer look at this figure. Doing a quick side-by-side of Killmonger from the actual show, the figure is close enough. Now, is it perfect? No, of course not. There are some details missing from the armor, and that is the disadvantage of using the movie version as a base body, because there are differences between the two designs. I would have liked the added detail of the Killmonger name tag on this figure, as it would have stood out against the vibrant colors, and that is how he gets introduced to Tony in the episode. Tony even asks him about the name. But other than that, I do quite like what we get here. The colours are going to pop on a shelf, undoubtedly. And the head sculpt's really nice. It isn't just a repainted version of the movie one. It is a new sculpt to better fit the animated aesthetic. And it does genuinely look like an animated version of Michael B. Jordan. So no complaints there at all, especially when you're comparing the two. Continuing to look at Killmonger here, there is nothing new. It is the exact same figure in regards to sculpt as the movie version. The only difference is the colour, the deco, if you will. So we've got the brighter blue, then you've got the flat grey for the armour with the gold highlights, a little bit of black punched in for the black belt, which is a separate piece. The camo is a little bit different as well. You can see the pins on the arms and pins on the knees, and they are double jointed, of course. Then you've got the black boots as well. You've even got the harness that goes over the thigh there to sort of match the belt too. So other than that, it is what it is. It does look good. I do like this design, to be fair, and as I said, the vibrant colours are really nice as well. So he does have the watch on one hand, and you can see he's got two trigger finger hands, and they should be good enough to grip his weapon, and you can see he can hold the spear no problem at all, even with the trigger finger hands, because it's not real vibranium, by the way. There is a little bit of flex in there, so you can use that to your advantage and get him posed up nicely, and it does make it a little bit more interesting to look at on the shelf, so I quite like that. I'll tell you what my biggest pet peeve though is with action figures. If I spin it to the side, now this is old news, people, but every time I see it, it reminds me, I hate it. Molded guns in holsters. Can we never do that again, please? We even get a set of interchangeable Black Panther claws, which again add a different layer to this figure. Honestly, all in all, I think this is more fun than the movie version, just because the few different posing options we've got, whether he's holding the spear or you have him with the claws out, it does look a little bit more dynamic on the shelf. So yeah, I really like that. I don't remember the episode like too much to remember the exact scene or anything, but I'm sure he used these multiple times. And yeah, I really like the display options here. And here we have that comparison that I keep referring to, as here we have Killmonger from the very first Black Panther movie. Now obviously it's the same character but in two different forms. One is live action, one is what if animated. So they are technically both MCU but worthy of different spots on the shelf for sure. Now they are on the same base Marvel Legend body. The main differences are the head, the accessories, and of course the colour palette in the deco, as the live action version has the more muted tones, that sense of realism, and the face sculpt also has the likeness to Michael B. Jordan in the early days of the digital face printing tech. But comparing it to the what if version, you can see that they've actually sized up the head so it fits better proportionally on the body. But I don't think that's a bad thing, as on the MCU one, that was probably a conscious decision so it would fit the mask, which is this unique accessory that only the live action MCU version comes with. And to be honest, that makes this figure. That is how I have him displayed on the shelf. So obviously you can switch around the accessories, but the mask will not fit on the what if version, as the head is a completely different size and scale. But if you wanted to, you could have the what if version use the gun. Unfortunately, the tactical vest does limit the sort of butterfly joint range, so you can't get it nice and tight to the chest, but you can sort of get it to work, and that does match some of the scenes that we see in the Disney Plus show as well. But even if you don't want him posed up shooting the gun, you can still have him holding it, and he still looks pretty good just like that, more neutral. And before we move on, just one more look side by side so you can see once and for all they are the same figure. Now, would I have liked them to upgrade this new one to be completely pinless? That would have been nice. However, it is the same character wearing the same outfit, just two different versions. So I can understand where the reuse came from. Not something that bothers me. It's a pretty good design, to be fair. So yeah, the differences are the head and the colour palette all the way down to the boots. He is the same, but obviously the difference in deco. Both got the same harness around the thigh, both got the same belt, both got the same watch. It's just the deco, even the skin tone's obviously different as well to match the different styles. But yeah, I still really like them both. Both of them will find a spot in my collection for sure. Here we have some more live action Killmonger comparisons, and we have technically had this sort of golden Jaguar outfit 3 different times. Original Black Panther movie, a 2-pack with Everett Ross, and then once again in the Legacy collection that I haven't even opened yet. So I'm sure you can forgive me for trying this unmasked head on one of these bodies, as because the skin tone isn't shown anywhere at all, I do think we may be able to get the head to work on one of these bodies and it still look okay proportionally. Let's try it. And you know what? You can sort of get that to work. The head just plug on there, no problem. It's a little bit tight, but it works. And because there is no skin tone showing on the rest of the figure, it just looks like an unmasked head. Now the colours are a little bit more muted compared to the vibrance of the head sculpt, but I reckon you can fudge that if you wanted to have a Killmonger in a Black Panther uniform for your what if display. I also wanted to say that even though the Dora Milaje are live action, not what if, you could still sort of fudge them into a display. Killmonger is a little bit oversized compared to them, but for a few pictures or for a display on the shelf, I do think you can make it work. Here we have Killmonger compared to some more Guardians of the Multiverse with Captain Carter and Star-Lord T'Challa. Some more key players of that what if series. Here we have Doctor Strange and of course, the Watcher. And here we have the Infinity Ultron Build-A-Figure compared to Killmonger. Now, I always thought that this Build-A-Figure was a little bit underscaled, but it might actually work in this context compared to Killmonger, because if you remember at the end of the What If series, Killmonger actually betrays the Guardians of the Multiverse and takes on the Ultron armor for himself. So let's try a little head swap. And you know what? I don't think that's bad at all. The head popped on there no problem, and proportionately it sort of looks like a man in armor, so I'm okay with it. So yeah, if you wanted to have your Killmonger displayed in the Infinity Ultron armor, go for it. And here we have Killmonger compared to Frogman, Tigra and White Rabbit. And last but absolutely never least, here we have Captain Britain and Hal, Fire, Hank. So, final thoughts on this Marvel Legends Disney Plus What If Erik Killmonger. Now remember, this is a single packed Amazon exclusive, not associated with any Build-A-Figure wave. So it is a hit or a miss. You do not need him to build anything else out. It is up to you if you want to add him to your collection. But I do think it's a very nice addition to your what if display. I really like this sort of military tactical gear from Killmonger in live action, and it's transitioned to the animated series really well. And this figure undoubtedly pops. A couple of display options as well, whether you have the vibranium spear or the claws. I like it, and now I'm building out the what if display a little bit more. I am learning to appreciate it more, but I still love the live action element of the MCU more than the what if in figure form at the moment anyway. But we are getting more figures. I know we're getting Gamora in her armor, she's already announced, and I'm sure there are many more to come. But as always, I'm curious to know what you think. You don't have to like this, you can also hate it, that's fine. Let me know in the comments below. I promise I'll read them all, and if you like Marvel Legends, check out the videos tab, find the playlists, but most importantly, please hit that subscribe button, hit all on the notification bell, don't miss out on a video, and please become a channel member. Hit that join button, show some love, or join the members club. Much appreciated. You can follow me on Instagram at itsdanwho, and I'm on Twitter as well. Tweet me, don't be shy, at DanWhoReviews. And until then, people, my name is Dan W, and I will of course see you on the next one.